You ever have some work to do that you do not feel like doing? That's literally me right now. The wheels are just shining though. Oh my god. Oh, they're dirty. This whole car's dirty. It's okay. Before I put this car on jack stands, I figured I might as well complain about it a little bit. I don't think I ever complain about this car. For what you get, this is a pretty solid vehicle. If you've never owned a C5 and you're looking to get into one, maybe this will help you out. Thankfully, a lot of these issues can be fixed with a little bit of work and a little bit of money, but they are fixable. So I do plan to fix these issues. It will just take a little bit of time. Number one would be these damn seats. When you first get the car, they're cool. You know, they look kind of old, retro, sporty. They do have power seating, so they have like the seat memory and stuff like that you can change. But once you get used to the seats, you realize that they're very unsupportive, very, I don't want to say flimsy because they're heavy as hell. If I'm not mistaken, I do think these have lumbar support. I could be wrong. Maybe it's only in the driver's seat. I forget. I don't really use that anyway. These little flaps right here, they do not really hold you into place. This whole thing feels very flat, and the seats are kind of wide for what they are. If you want something that hugs you, obviously you could put some more stuffing in here and make it kind of fold out or puff out a little bit more. A lot of people just replace their seats. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing. I genuinely thought I would miss my seat memory, but I don't think I will miss it that much. I mean, it's nice to get in the car at first and do that, but I don't think I would miss that. I think I would rather some really nice, I don't want to say like bucket seats, but just like a more modern seat. They actually make some really nice covers for these. I think, you know what, I actually forget who the brand is. I forget what the brand is, but there's some really, really nice, expensive seat covers for these. They look exactly like this. It makes the seat look a little bit thicker, much more modern, very cool. This old leather just has to go. This is gonna sound super petty, but I actually don't really like the Corvette engraving on the back bumper here. I don't like engravings on any car whatsoever. Cars, trucks, limousines, it doesn't matter. Like, I just feel like it limits how you can modify the car. I prefer it to be like a logo, a stick-on logo, or even the ones that you like pin into the car. Those are easy to pop out and remove if you want to. I would just prefer something like that. You see them a lot on trucks. I genuinely do not like it. Just a side note. I kind of wish this was like the Corvette logo. Instead of Corvette being spelled out on the rear bumper, there used to be a emblem right here, but I took that off. If we could just put that emblem here, I would like that a lot more. You could cover this up and do your own like fiberglass work, but who the hell's gonna do all that? Definitely not me. It's a super minor cosmetic issue, but that's just something that I think about. I think I found a rear bumper that I like. Rear bumper and a front bumper. Both I like, both very expensive, and you have to get them paint matched. A lot of money. Car looks good as it is now, so I haven't really changed cosmetic stuff. This really just turned into like a restoration project, if you want me to be honest. This one's actually a pretty big issue. If you like to drive spiritedly, this will be an issue, especially around corners. The car has a lot of body roll compared to sports cars today, of course. The shocks on these are pretty old. These are still on leaf springs, but I think leaf springs are still used up until the C7, I think. I could be wrong. But you take corners and curves in this thing, it feels super sketchy. Like you honestly have to slow down. It feels like the car's gonna lose itself. And this is something that I really discovered once I hit the tail of the dragon up in I guess technically Tennessee or the Carolinas, wherever it is. It's a very long trail. I'm sure some of y'all have heard of it, but I could not keep up with anybody on that freaking trip. That trail was insane. All those curves, I think it's like 300 something curves. Every single curve, I'm just like, it's very sketchily going around them. I think that was like last year sometime. That was when I really found out that this car does not handle well at all. Really more so going in straight lines all day and, you know, doing a little bit of moving through traffic sometimes. But that's really about the gist of the racing that I do in this car. But ever since that day or that week, I decided to kind of beef this thing up and make it a lot more sporty than what it actually is, so that I can actually handle the tail of the dragon again whenever I go for the second time. Then I'd be able to keep up with everyone. Again, another easy to fix issue. The shocks are 20 something years old on these cars, so I'm sure they've passed their lifespan. These are probably dead already or near death. I have no idea. The car still rides fine. It's just the cornering just does not take well. Even with lowering the car, it helps a little bit, but it's still something that's very noticeable once you're actually on a trail or a track. To fix that, people usually get the Z06 shocks, or they move up to like C6 shocks, I think fit on here, or they go with a bag setup or coilovers. Me personally, I think I decided to go with a coilover setup, so that's probably what I'm gonna end up doing. There's hella options. They can get very expensive too. I know people like the I forget the brand. It's not BC, but it's a tier up. It's one tier up, and they're like $2,000 or $3,000 for the coil setup. Insane price for this car specifically. I unless you're like actually tracking the car, I probably wouldn't go that route. Me personally, again, I'm just gonna go with like a BC Racing or a Silver's Neo Max setup and call it a day. I'm sure it'll be a night and day difference. I'm actually very excited for that. And that does mean that you have to take out the leaf springs, which I am not opposed to anymore. I thought I would want to keep a OEM shock setup, but I figure if I want to get the car exactly how I want it to be, then I need to go with coilovers. I'm gonna go ahead and get a beefier sway bar setup too. I'm sure the bushings on those are screaming for help now as it is, so I get a thicker setup and some new bushings, and I'm sure it'll feel like a brand new car. You might also see the issue of C5 owners complaining that the car is very floaty. Driving over bumps, driving over anything indecent in the road, you feel the car bounce and it sways while it bounces. It's very floaty if you don't feel planted to the road. Also very sketchy, especially at high speeds. Once I get the car planted and I know for a fact that it's gonna sit and stay in the direction that I'm trying to go in, then I'll be okay. Again, easily fixable with some coilovers or a bag setup or a new shock setup, whichever one you'd prefer to do. But when we get this car planted to the ground, I promise you, I'm gonna be flying everywhere I go. While we're in here, I mean, there's one other interesting thing about this car. When you're driving, it gets really hot in the cabin. I don't know if that's like a normal thing with Corvettes or, you know, up until like the C8. I'm not sure if that's a normal thing or not. I have no idea. But this car specifically gets super freaking hot, and it all comes from like this area, and it just radiates throughout the cabin. I would be extremely cooked if I didn't have AC in this car, and I did not for a very short period of time. I don't think I would have been able to survive that at all. This whole transmission tunnel here just gets super hot, including like the radio. The radio to the touch gets super hot. This area gets super hot, which is probably why this light dies out on its own. I don't know if it's related or not, but this light is practically dead. Radio still works fine. It just gets super freaking hot. Like this entire tunnel gets extremely hot. Damn, if we could put like some heat shielding somewhere like underneath all this to keep the heat out, that would be great. Jeez. And since these cars are technically like catfish, everything gets sucked underneath the car, especially for cooling. All the air gets sucked up underneath. So that practically means everything, including debris, gets sucked up underneath and then sucked into the radiator. And then they have these little air dams here, right there, that go around the front of the car, and it sucks up all the air while you're driving. While you're idle, the fans will kick on, and that will help with cooling. Which honestly, I do think I want to upgrade the fans too, but we'll get to that later. But that leads to a car that runs hotter, as some people might say. Again, something that's easily fixable. You just have to route heat from here to outside any way, shape, or form that you can do. And I've talked about this before. The cheapest way would be to get the hood vents. I do not want to cut into my hood yet. They do sell hood vents that come one on this side, one big one in the middle, another on the other side, and it will vent air out. Obviously, that'll help you run cooler temps. I average like maybe 210 to like 220. I've heard some people run 190, 200, I think. I would like to get down there. That would make me feel a lot better. And I have thought about putting in those vents down here to replace the fog lights. I don't really need the fog lights. I could just put vents there too, and that will help tremendously, I think. For now, I think I want to stick with maybe like a carbon hood or any kind of vented hood. I don't want to cut into my hood if I don't have to. Again, all of these are easily fixable with a little bit of time and energy and money, but definitely doable. We're getting there slowly, but surely. Been a long, I can't even say project. Well, I can say project. This is a project car, but it's also been a restoration at the same time. We'll call it a resto project. That is about it. I'm sure there's a lot of other things that people complain about. These are really my only complaints, I think. Everything else with this car has honestly been a breeze. I need to get started on some work and get this thing up in the air, and I will catch y'all in the next video.